Okay, so you're locked up for 2.5 years awaiting trial. And leading up to the trial, you finally take a plea deal where you pled guilty to manslaughter for Taylor's death and the armed robbery in the hotel room.
Yes.
And part of the plea agreement was you agreed to testify for the state against Max B. and Kelvin.
Yes.
Because they had a joint trial in 2009. So how did you feel signing that plea deal?
I felt terrible. I felt like, like, I don't know, I just felt very it's something that I did not want to do because, first of all, I was signing something that, I wasn't guilty of, so I felt, it just was wrong, and I know a lot of times, people do sign plea deals or whatever, just so that they won't get a lot of time, even if they didn't do it. But yeah, I felt terrible. And then having to take the stand against somebody that, I was in love with at the time, it was horrible.
Well, to be fair, what you pled guilty for, you actually were involved in. I mean, it didn't say that you were the trigger person, but you were involved in a robbery that turned into a murder, right? That's the manslaughter part. The armed robbery, you did grab a bunch of things and take them with you. That's the robbery part. So.
Facts.
It's not like they just made up a bunch of stuff and you agreed to it not to do a bunch of time. I think that what you pled guilty for was relatively accurate.
I mean, it's a scope of a difference, like in the law, in order to make a crime, if you, study law, you have to have intent and you have to have knowledge of a crime and intent. And pretty much like those things, they weren't present. Like I wasn't the type of person that would just out on my own go rob and do that. I've done that under duress because I was, afraid of like physical or bodily harm or, some sort of fear. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't a person that just go out and do that. So there was no intent. I was told to do it by someone that I felt had power over me, that if I didn't do it, I would be punished in a way. So like, yeah. I mean, so I was actually there present. But, the intent wasn't there. And,
right.
And the knowledge.
I get that part.
And the robbery.
I get the part of what you're saying.
Yeah, and the robbery, like me going in that car, I had no idea that a robbery and a murder were going to take place.
Yeah.
By me going in that car. All I knew when I got in that car is if I didn't go, then, maybe I'll get embarrassed out here. Like maybe, maybe something might happen to me or, I wasn't thinking right. But yeah, you are right.
Well, right. And remember what I said earlier, had the whole situation occurred, the murder happened, you grabbed the stuff, and had you call the police right then and there and say, listen, this is what happened. The guy had a gun. He forced me to duct tape everyone and grab the stuff. I don't want to have any piece of it. Here's who they all are. As opposed to, okay, let's grab the stuff, go to this place, and then call Max, take it to the sisters-in-law's place. So now you're transporting stolen property to multiple places. I think ultimately that changed the whole narrative.
Yeah.
I think that had you just called the police right then and there and said, this is exactly what happened, and I'm going to completely cooperate, you might have gotten like probation or not even done any jail time. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
But of
Yes.
course, hindsight is 2020. Had I done this or whatever, I can understand. In the moment, you just witness a murder in front of you and you don't have no idea what's happening. Yeah, I mean, you start to make a series of bad decisions along the way.
Yeah, I actually wish I did. Yeah, I actually wish
Yeah.
I did.
Okay, so you do a plea deal, but when you do a plea deal and agree to testify, they don't tell you how much time you're going to get. They just say cooperate and we'll tell the judge to take it easier on you, right?
No, when I took the plea deal, they initially said, well, when I signed the deal, they initially said that it was, I would have to do 15 years with an 85%. But, when they first came to me offering for me to take the plea, they were saying, okay, take this plea. We want you to write a statement, sign it, which I never did. And we're going to give you, they were coming crazy, like, we're going to give you 60 years. And of course, I told them to like beat it or whatever. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, like beat it. I wasn't going to take 60 years. I didn't do it anyway. So I wasn't going to take that. But yeah.